Would you trade the Jeep Gladiator because of this? Should I? Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. You know, I have a bit of a conundrum right now. You know, recently, a couple months ago or so, I traded, my mother actually, my Jeep Gladiator Sport S for the Jeep Gladiator Mojave. Now, in doing that, I knew it had a little bit of a vibration issue. Something I thought, yeah, I could probably fix, solve. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Plus, the truck is still under warranty. So, I've had it now for a while. Actually was away from it for a couple of months. Did a little Ohio trip. But now I'm back, and I've been driving the Mojave, and it still has the vibration. Now, I thought I had a fix. I was really confident that it was going to work. And that was the throttle body. You know, a lot of the information that I had gathered about the problem pointed to the throttle body. So I actually put a new cold air intake on it, which I love, by the way. It's the Air Raid, and it gives me a lot of throaty sound. It's really cool. I highly recommend that for the Jeep Gladiator. Best one that I've had. But anyway, in doing that, of course, I had the air intake off, so it was the perfect time to clean the cold air intake, or the throttle body. So I did that. I cleaned the throttle body, and it was a little dirty, but honestly, it wasn't filthy dirty. There wasn't a ton of buildup on there or anything. The one thing that I did notice, the little flap, the float, did not shut completely when the truck was off. And I would say that was probably similar almost to what it would be at idle. Although I don't think that's the problem, because it has to be open a little bit to let some air in there, right? So I don't think that's really an issue. I cleaned it, and at first I thought it had solved the problem, probably the placebo effect, right? I got in the truck, started it up, and it seemed to run smoother. So I thought, success, right? I've done it. But now, after spending some more seat time in it, I've realized that that indeed did not solve the problem. It's just as bad as it was before. And don't get me wrong, it's not like it sits there and bounces all over the place because of vibration, but it certainly is the worst one that I have. And also comparing it to my Sport S, which my mom has, so I still occasionally ride in that, it definitely runs rougher. It definitely vibrates more. And it doesn't do it when you're driving. I mean, when you're driving down the road, it's not like you can feel anything because you're driving. This is at idle. When you're sitting parked, either in park or in gear just sitting, that's when you feel it. It's when the idle kicks down and it's just sitting there running. So there's a couple other things to try. A fuel injector cleaner, that's on my list. That's something I'm gonna do. I should have done it already, honestly. I just haven't been to the auto parts store to pick up any. I could order it from Amazon or something though, I guess. So I need to do that. I need to run some of that through. Some folks have suggested maybe running some premium gas through it. Others have suggested taking it out on the freeway or somewhere and just running the heck out of it to clean everything out. All great ideas, and I really appreciate the ideas. Keep them coming. You never know. One of them might be the right thing. Also some ideas that I don't think would do anything, so we're not going to get into that kind of stuff. But honestly, you never know until you try, right? So the question arises in the highly vehicle transient area we live in, and I'm talking about, or time that we live in, and I'm talking about trading vehicles in and out. You know, right now the used market is still on fire. I could probably get a good amount of money for that truck if I was to trade it off. Now, in trading it off, I would go for the same thing. In other words, I would get another Jeep Gladiator Mojave because I like it. I think it's an awesome truck, and I'm always going to have one. There's always going to be a Jeep Gladiator on this channel because I think they're just an awesome truck. So I could trade it off, pick up something else, pick up another one, in hopes that I don't have the same problem. But there is an issue with that, and that is I've had a lot of other folks on the channel tell me that they have the same problem. So of course, you run the risk of picking up another one and having the exact same problem. And you know, I'm not going to get into trading trucks every week trying to come across one like I had before that doesn't have the vibration. Now, I will say, on the one I had previous to the Sport S, that was the Gobi Jeep Gladiator, I know I have a problem. This Mojave is actually my third. I didn't have any vibration issues with that one either. So it seems to me, at least for me, to be only on this particular truck. I haven't had any issues otherwise. So I could do that. I could trade it off, get something else. Now, let's talk about warranty, because I did mention warranty, and I did take it in. I did a video on that. I took it into the shop. It was for an oil change. I had just gotten it. The oil hadn't been changed, so I thought it was a good time to do both. Change the oil and also check out the vibration. And basically, I was told that it was normal. There was no issue. Now, of course, there's going to be a tolerance. I mean, nothing is going to run the same. You're always going to have different levels of vibration, if you will, in any vehicle. I mean, they're just not going to be the same. But I do think that what I'm experiencing is beyond that. You know, you shouldn't sit in the vehicle and have things move, you know. And what I'm talking about, of course, I shoot videos in there, and I have a mount on the dash where I put my phone. And when I mount the phone up there, I can actually see in the reflection on the screen, it's shaking, it moving. If you sit a water or something in there, something liquid, and you look at that, you can see the ripples in the water. Again, picky kind of stuff, I know, but it's enough that I feel it. You know, one other thing somebody mentioned to me, and I think it's kind of ironic because I've noticed this myself, is that when they're playing the radio, they can feel through the steering wheel and the pedals the bass in whatever song is playing. I've noticed that myself. I can feel all that in the truck. And at first I got to thinking, well, gee, am I just feeling the radio, you know, reverberating through pieces and parts of the truck? So I turned it off, and the answer is no. Although you can feel it, that is not what I'm talking about. But I just thought it was ironic that I was thinking about that, and then somebody on the channel actually mentioned that they could feel their radio, the bass, through different parts of the truck as they were sitting in it. Who knows? Anyway, I just wanted to get out of here, talk about that a little bit. I'm curious to hear what you all think. You know, would you trade the Jeep Gladiator because of the vibration? That's assuming that these other things that I'm going to try don't work, and that I exhaust the warranty avenue with Jeep and have no other choice. Leave a comment, let me know. I'd be curious. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive Rides, all about my new, to me, Mercedes-Benz. Lots of mods and things going to happen on this. I've already done some things. Nothing that you can probably tell right now, but they're there. And Rob Motive, all about the Toyota Tacoma. Of course, lots of mods on that. More things coming. Still trying to decide what I'm going to do with the lighting and the bumpers and all that kind of stuff. And speaking of bumpers, we do have something pending here for the Jeep Gladiator. Anyway, check out those channels, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.